sanitization, maintaining physical distance, even during this flood times and also during the rescue operations, if in case there is flood situation at alarming level. So all these COVID-19 guidelines as far as physical distancing is concerned, that should be ensured as far as to all the various departments and central agencies which are also involved in the rescue operations as well. Now, Prime Minister importantly clearly gave a very important message and suggestion to the states as well. He clearly conveyed his message that all the states must ensure this fact that the development and the infrastructure projects that are built as of now should be resilient to withstand the local disasters that are happening and to help in reducing the losses that are the cascading impact of these things. So yes, the infrastructure that the states are building as of now, that should be next generation in level. That means that should be in a position to absorb the shocks of these kind of disasters. So this should be resilient to withstand these kind of disasters. So that's what the Prime Minister Narendra Modi's clear message was to all these states. And we know this fact that Chief Ministers of Assam, Bihar, Maharashtra, Kerala, Uttar Pradesh, they clearly gave an update as to what is the flood situation as of now and what is the rescue efforts that are being made in respective states. So all these chief ministers of these states have given update that what is their preparedness as far as flood is concerned, the flood situation is concerned, and if in case flood escalates, the flood situation escalates in the states, what is the preparedness? What is the readiness of these states? That's what was being informed by the chief ministers to the Prime Minister Narendra Modi. Now the chief ministers also have given some kind of suggestions as far as short-term measures and long-term measures. What these states are adopting as of now. So when flood comes, what will be the short-term measures that the states are adopting, and what are the long-term measures that the states are going to be adopting? That is what was also informed to Prime Minister Narendra Modi. But last but not the least, Abhishek, now Prime Minister has also directed all the officers of the concerned ministries and organizations to take suggestions from all the states primarily, and the Prime Minister has also assured that the centre will provide all the support to the states and union territories. That means actually there is a state and a centre coordination as well. We know this fact that earlier also Odisha, West Bengal, they have seen flood fury, and now as far as the preparedness is concerned, readiness is concerned, so Prime Minister Narendra Modi has also, he met with the chief ministers of these 6 states and talked about the readiness, operational preparedness as far as flood fury is concerned, and as to how ready are these states, what are steps are being taken, and what steps will be taken if in case the flood fury increases in the respective states. So yes, it's an important meeting taken by Prime Minister Narendra Modi as far as the flood situation in our country is concerned. Abhishek?
And also, Arun, it is a matter of concern, especially in Kerala. Rain fury, it has continued in Kerala, and due to torrential rains battering the region for the past couple of days. And interesting, they have to manage the flood fury also and the COVID-19 too, because the cases are, it's good that active cases are declining and the recovery rate has also reached almost 69%, but the cases are rising, especially in Maharashtra and also in Bihar.
Exactly, Abhishek. We know this fact. Let's just try to recall that point when we know this fact that West Bengal and Odisha, they were the first states to be hit by the flood situation and disaster in our country after the COVID crisis. So when we also saw that Prime Minister Narendra Modi made his first domestic visit primarily but during this COVID situation. That was the outward visit primarily. That was not a virtual meeting. Prime Minister Narendra Modi actually visiting West Bengal and Odisha. So these kind of disasters shows that how India as a country is, coming forward and giving a tough reply to these kind of situations. On one side, India is combating COVID crisis. On one side, these states which are facing flood situation, flood fury in the respective states, they are actually facing the flood situation. And on the other side, the COVID situation is adding to the woes as far as the rescue operations are concerned. So these states have to, there's a double whammy as far as these states are concerned. On one side, they're combating the COVID crisis. So on the other side, they have to step up their efforts as far as the rescue operations are concerned. So in that context, only Prime Minister is clearly giving a message to all the state chief minister that yes, there should be operational preparedness, number one. Number two, how can artificial intelligence be used so that we can actually do a weather forecasting or a flood forecasting as far as respective localized area is concerned. So if in a state if in a particular district there is going to be impact of flood, can IMD and of course the various central agencies, can they forecast at the micro level, at the local level, as to what can be the impact? Can we actually evacuate all the areas well in advance if in case flood is going to impact? And this is actually is possible when there are various innovative ideas being implemented. Artificial intelligence can be used. There are various projects that are in various states, in the various stages, and of course in the pilot basis as well, as to how can artificial intelligence, various innovative methods can be adopted. So well in advance, the impact of flood can be, very well known, and it can be predicted well in advance. So in that context, only Prime Minister Narendra Modi conveys to all the chief ministers, the state chief ministers primarily, that number one, the infrastructure that the states are constructing as of now should be resilient, as far as this disasters or flood situation is concerned. It should be resilient in that context. Second important part, that how can various central agencies can make maximum use of artificial intelligence, Internet of Things, as far as predicting the local level or localized level of, a prediction as far as the flood or any kind of disaster is concerned. So yes, the central agencies, the state itself can gear up to combat these kind of situations like flood or any other disaster. So yes, it's an important meeting, and this is not for the first time. Prime Minister Narendra Modi has been taking these kind of meetings as far as disasters is concerned, as to how can we combat disaster, how can we make infrastructure that is, disaster resilient. So these are some of the prime focus areas of Prime Minister Narendra Modi. We have also seen this fact that when West Bengal, Odisha, these states were hit by the flood fury, Prime Minister Narendra Modi actually visited these states and actually took review of the situation as far as these states are concerned. And now Prime Minister Narendra Modi, well in advance, is taking these kind of meetings with six, states of our country, primarily Assam, Bihar, Kerala, Karnataka, Maharashtra, and Uttar Pradesh. So yes, it's of prime importance as to how can we be well prepared if in case the flood fury escalates from here. How are the states' preparedness as of now, and how can a short-term and long-term strategy be adopted to combat such kind of disasters in our country?
And also, Arun, we are running short of time. I think it will be a last question. Could you get info on this too, that Nitish Kumar also did an aerial survey? He has been going for the last 2-3 days. And what was the reply of the chief ministers in the meeting also? Are they in control of the situation? Relief and rescue is on in terms of tackling flood situation, and also COVID too?
Well, absolutely. Now, the chief ministers of, all these six states, primarily Assam, Bihar, Uttar Pradesh, Maharashtra, Kerala, and Karnataka, they have given the update on the flood situation in their respective states and what are rescue efforts that are being made. Now, all these chief ministers have also complimented the efforts of central agencies, including the NDRF. They were actually timely deployment and rescuing rescuing efforts as well, as far as the central agencies are concerned. So they have given the update to Prime Minister Narendra Modi as well. And we have often seen that these kind of central agencies like NDRF are always on forefront as far as rescuing operations are concerned during this flood situation time and during this time of disaster. So yes, the chief ministers of various states are in constant touch with the Prime Minister's office as well, and they are constantly monitoring the situation as of now as far as the flood situation is concerned. Abhishek?
Absolutely. Prime Minister Narendra Modi held a meeting today through video conference with chief ministers of 6 states, namely Assam, Bihar, Uttar Pradesh, Maharashtra, Karnataka and Kerala, to review their preparedness to deal with southwest monsoon and current flood situation in these 6 states. Thank you, Arun. Thank you so much for your time. Well, that's all we have in